Hey everybody, it's Mike with the Claim Squad Public Adjusters. I'm a licensed public adjuster in Florida. For those not familiar with the public adjuster, we represent people against their insurance company when they have damages to their home, building, condo, whether it's a water damage leak, roof issue, hurricanes, fires, cast iron pipes, all different types of claims, variety of claims. Public adjusters help you against your insurance company to ensure your claim is paid. All right. Today, explosive video that we have from a whistleblower. All right. A whistleblower who came forth to identify the wrongdoings, the fraudulent wrongdoings, the criminal wrongdoings of insurance companies. We're going to get into it. So as I mentioned, I'm a licensed public adjuster in Florida. If you haven't seen my videos before, this is how you can reach me. My cell phone, email, website. Have a question about a claim or need help with the claim. Thank you. All right, so this is a video I did, and this is going to be a preview that leads into this whistleblower video. I did this video just a couple weeks ago about independent adjusters. Are they your friend or foe? But I bring this up a little bit. Let's hear it.
So one common thing you hear all the time when these guys are over at your house is, don't worry, we're gonna put down, you're gonna get a full roof replacement. And you get an estimate from a roofer, $28,000. Then you see the estimate that they wrote for, it's $12,000. So yeah, they could write for a roof replacement, but you can't get the price and you can't get the roof replaced for the price that they wrote it for. The other part is they'll tell you that they're going to give you a full roof replacement. And then you see, and it talks about a repair.
Okay, remember this. Let's go back. We're going to go up to the closing real quick.
They're not independent. I had 5, 6, 7 different estimates I was going to bring up as an example, but after a couple, I had a long day. So at least I showed you 3 different ones. But the bottom line is, these guys are purposely writing low estimates for the insurance company and not to help you. Even after a catastrophic Cat 5 hurricane like Hurricane Ian.
Okay. So we're going to get into now the video involving the fraud. The commitment, purpose, intentional commitment of fraud. Okay, so let's talk about this for a minute. This is an attorney in Jacksonville, Stephen Bush, and he has an adjuster, an independent adjuster, who is working for insurance companies, and he's basically going to spill out what they wanted him to do. I'll just give you a quick preview. They would change his estimate, want him to write and remove things from his estimate and remove photographs. But let me not spoil that for you. Or did I just spoil it for you? But let's take a listen. Let's go and see what he's got to say.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Stephen Bush coming to you again, plaintiff's attorney for policyholders in the state of Florida. And, we released a video of some whistleblowers, and we've had other whistleblowers who have come out and said, hey, listen, I'm having some of the same problems and some things that are even worse than what you reported on earlier. And so I wanted to give them an opportunity to have them deployed out to Hurricane. After you went out and met with the policyholders, you looked at their damages, and you turned in your scopes of work, correct?
Right. So, I get deployed out to Hurricane Ian, the Fort Myers, the Port Charlotte.
By the way, my guess is going to be that this young kid was in the military. Just noticing the squared away flag here in the corner. and how he talked about deployed. So I give this kid a lot of credit. I don't know if he was military, but that's my guess.
Charlotte, Northport areas where there was some pretty extreme, severe damage on these homes. I mean, I went into homes that were virtually untouched, and then I went into homes that were completely destroyed. And you know, the insureds were just in extreme distraught because of the crazy storm that they just went through. And you know, after I do my inspections and turn in, you know, my scope of work of what I think should be done to the house to properly indemnify the insured, and following the proper means and methods of construction, the company that I was working for and the carrier were taking my estimate, changing the scope of work, and you know, then turning in that new collaborated estimate into the insured to, you know, give them a check based off of that new estimate that they wrote.
All right, so they didn't collaborate with you at all.
They did not. Sorry, no, sir. No, sir. They did not. They did not.
So they completely changed your estimate that you wrote for and then submitted it on. Did they leave your name on the scope?
They did. They did. They left my name on the scope, you know, with my license number. The collaborator did not leave, you know, their name or insert their name as a collaborator, if you will, right? They just, sorry, they would change the estimate, the general loss report, and the photo report. They would, you know, change all these things that would, you know, in the on the first half, the first end of the storm, you know, would have, in my opinion, properly indemnified the policy owners.
How did they change your photo report?
They would take that photo report, delete photos, or, you know, just change the verbiage of the photos, the description in the photos. Okay,
so were the photos they were deleting photos that showed damage?
100%. 100%.
Okay, and then
whether it was physical damage that you could see with the photo or in the photo, or if it was a photo of a moisture meter, you know, reading the moisture content inside of a wall or on a baseboard, on a piece of crown molding, on, you know, bamboo hardwood flooring. Those are the kinds of things that they would delete.
Things that showed damage, that proved there was damage. Okay. And now you also said that they changed the description of the photograph.
Yes, I would go into detail, and in some of the descriptions of the photographs, and I would say, you know, this roof has significant granule loss, therefore, you know, diminishing the functionality of the asphalt shingle. They would just completely delete that sentence and write whatever they felt like they wanted to write at that time.
Okay, so your description described it as damage.
Yes.
Would it be accurate to say that their description did not describe it as damage?
They would, in some cases, yes, they would just literally say no damage observed, no damage reported, something along those lines. But it had to do with no damage.
All right. Tell me what else you experienced. What other kinds of behavior from the carriers and the IA firms did you experience during this time?
There was
So carriers mean an insurance company, IA firms, independent adjusters.
There was one time that I got an email from somebody from the carrier that was asking me about a specific claim, and I called the store manager of the TPA that I was working for, and he would just use these inappropriate slurs, I guess. I don't know if you could consider them racial slurs or what, but I mean, the verbiage that he was using with me, I thought was inappropriate. At least. So things like that, we would have these, we would hold these large Zoom meetings or conference calls, and the store manager would, start telling us all of these new guidelines that we had to follow. In the beginning of the storm, this is how it went. In the beginning of the storm, we get this call, X amount of adjusters. I don't know how many that was, but X amount of adjusters gets a phone call, and we're told in an email, that we can pretty much write for whatever we want because of the kind of storm that's about to hit Florida. And the fee schedule was supposed to be, great or whatever. And then, the TPA would hold these conference calls and say, hey, you can't write for, tile roofs. You can't write for, the 75. They wanted us to go by a 75% rule on shingle roofs. That if the roof was damaged 75%, then you could, pay for a full roof replacement. If it was less than that, you had to do minor repairs. But
okay. Did they tell you why 75%?
They did not tell us why. No.
Is there anything that you're aware of in any policy that you had been working with that allowed for a 75% rule?
Not that I saw. But on the other hand, we were only given the deck sheets, and in some cases, we weren't even given the deck sheets until, I would say a couple of weeks ago.
Right. So now, in there was one instance that you and I were discussing earlier, before our Zoom call here, and you were telling me about an instance with a drone that you had with a supervisor in a drone. Can you share that story with us?
Yes, sir. So, the use of the drone and the aiding of my inspection was primarily for safety. I was concerned about my safety because of these high wind speeds that this storm produced, and the major granule loss that I saw on these shingle roofs. I didn't want to take the chance and fall. And so, I had a drone that was, aiding in my exterior inspection, primarily on the roof. And, these drone photos showed all sorts of damage. The major granule loss, the wind uplift, missing shingles, missing underlayment, missing deck.
So when you took those drone photos that showed this damage, did you turn those in as part of your report?
I did.
All right. And then what happened?
And once I turned it in and I started turning in, a significant amount of claims, I had the storm manager call me, and he straight up told me that they cannot deny claims if we are using a drone for exterior inspections. And I just asked a simple question. I said, why would we want to deny claims in a storm like this? And the gentleman hung up on me.
So in your opinion, with what he told you, was he saying that it was their intent all along to deny the claim, and that you were providing evidence that the claim should be paid, and they didn't want you doing that?
That is the way that I took it. Absolutely. 100%.
And how did you feel about that, Jordan?
I felt real bad. I felt real bad about that. I didn't, I don't want to be a part of something that is like that. The whole reason I got into this industry was to help people. We, as insurance adjusters, we have a fiduciary responsibility to make sure the policyholder.
So I'm going to stop it there, and let me make a few comments. All right, so pretty telling video. Now, the ramifications of this video is this. It doesn't matter what type of claim. Now, this just happens to be going on with Hurricane Ian. Do you think it was just happening in Hurricane Ian? Do you think there's only one adjuster? Now, the attorney said there's multiple adjusters he's interviewed. Multiply that by hundreds, all right? But go back to if you ever had a claim or have a claim or may have a claim. This should be in the back of your mind. If an adjuster really is writing an estimate to show your true damages and the insurance company is changing it, that's fraud. That's fraud. I have some ideas on how we on this side, public adjusters and attorneys, can combat that. But this is the reason why I have a video called 5 Ways to Trick an Insurance Adjuster. You can't trust them. This kid came up and stepped to the plate because of all the severe damage. So again, this isn't the first time this has happened. This has been going on. But we just have now a couple people that see how horrible this storm has been and said, no, we don't want to deal with this. We don't want to partake in this criminal enterprise. So let's see, the politicians that are supposed to be meeting next week, the week of December 15th or 14th, Governor DeSantis, insurance company lover Jimmy Patronis, the CFO of Florida. Let's see if they get this, what they do. Or are they still going to try and protect the insurance company despite the insurance company behaving in a criminal, intentional criminal fashion? It's going to be interesting. You know, if you've seen my videos, I've commented on this type of scenario many, many times. And again, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not a fortune teller. I don't have any type of psychic readings to me, but I worked for the insurance company before. So when you work for these people, you know how evil they really are. And that's why I tell people all the time in my videos, I don't know why you want to try and handle the claim by yourself, because this type of stuff is happening to you on an everyday basis. You're being cheated. You're being taken advantage of. You're being run into the ground by a criminal organization. Is it all insurance companies? I'm not sure, but it's a great majority. It is a great majority. So I'm going to bet the insurance companies that were doing this were a lot of the Florida-based insurance companies. Heritage, UPC, American Integrity, Frontline. These are the companies that Tower Hill, these are the companies that play very dirty. And for the most part, rarely pay claims. So why would they be doing this? What's the reason? I think it goes back to what I've been saying. They're trying to put the market in such a tailspin and turmoil that they get rid of the attorney fee statute so that the insurance company doesn't have to pay the attorney fees any longer. I think that's the goal. And like many things in this political environment we're in now, both insurance-wise and from Washington, D.C., there are people that will go to any lengths whatsoever to hurt people. So this is a tremendous video. It can't be undervalued as to how damning this is. But will anything happen? Will it go anywhere? I don't think so. So I'm going to put the link to this video in the description. And my name's Mike Keeler, licensed public adjuster in the state of Florida. Hope you enjoyed this video.